we go. Tia, hey Tia, Tia, hey Mayut,
Hey,
Tia,
Mario!
yeah, are you that, Tia?
Touch me, yes. Your patois well up. Hi, guys. Welcome back to our channel, Life with the Rebas. So, today we'll be taking a more subtle approach with you guys. Last time you watched us, we were playing a couples compatibility game, and now we just want to, bring you guys on the inside or give you some insight as to who we are and how Life with the Rebas came about, babe.
Well, it just started off as any other channel would, as an idea. We figured since our life can be interesting at times, and boy, I tell you, the first video was just the beginning. Start off with a couple of challenges and just to be able to just get our foot in the door, get our feet wet, and and right now, thankfully, we're able to do this video in a little bit more calmly because our daughter's asleep. Number one, we're gonna eventually be able to do a reality-based TV show. Right now, our apartment is so small, we just don't have the room to do it. And we can still get content. I still wish to continue on, despite my wife's wishes. I prefer to continue to do to make it more reality-based TV show. So in the meantime, right now we're just trying to get our foot in the door. And
Why you said despite my wishes?
because right now you said the apartment is too small to actually be able to do a reality TV show type deal on YouTube. So right now we're just starting off with a couple of challenges and just getting our feet wet. This is our first and only YouTube channel as of right now. But we're going to get into more stuff as time goes on, as the time progresses. And what more can I say? Things are going to get we're going to gain momentum, we're going to gain more steam as time goes on, and eventually turn this into a reality YouTube show.
You just love the reality something they don't.
Because we have so much content to offer these fine young folks.
Anyways, guys, we wanted to talk to you about some intimate stuff, like, persons ask us all the time, how did we meet via Facebook? What's our story? And we wanted to get into a little bit of that with you. We won't keep you long, but just to give you a backstory as to really who we are, how we came about being together, all that stuff. So we're going to be answering some of the questions we've got, which is, how we met. So, honey, would you like to oblige?
Surely. Anyway. Well, basically we just met on Facebook, and she figured one day, let me just friend some random people on Facebook. Yeah, it always works out, 9 times out of 10. Thankfully, I was that one time that actually worked out, hence why she's here. And we're doing this video. So anyway, she friended me, and as the story goes, she tells me that something about my photo that caught her eye. Found me a bit captivating. I guess it was my eyes. Anyway, so we one day we started talking via chat. At first I was in the beginning. First couple months I was a bit guarded.
Bit guarded?
He was extremely guarded.
Downright guarded. They're very rude.
Mm-hmm.
Very rude. And
well, let's just say I've been scanned by a couple of fake profiles, and I'm sure it's happened to a few people, and so I've been blocking a lot of people, and I was getting ready to block her too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was like, you should have just blocked me.
And she's like, well, if you're gonna block me, then just block me.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew, all right. I said, all right. I thought to myself, all right, let's see where this goes. I checked her profile, checked her out, made sure she was legit. Sorry.
One hand washes the other.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, we on Facebook, and then I got to a point where I just wanted to see who she was. I wanted to hear her voice and everything. And she said, "Well, tune into my satellite radio station in Jamaica."
You remember that?
Mm-hmm. I was working from home at the time.
Babes, you're cutting out some of the good stuff. Like, he was downright guarded and very rude. He's still rude. He's still rough around the edges, but I'm sandpapering him down, right?
Ditto.
No, I'm not rough around the edges. I am refined. Anyways.
So she says.
Anyways, so he rightly said, I was really going through a rough time when I sent that friend request, and I was just looking for people outside of my circle to talk to, because the people in my circle knew exactly what I was going through, and I just didn't want to hear the lectures. So I was looking for people who didn't know me then to talk about what I was going through. And as many of you know who may be watching this, back home I entered Digital Rising Stars, me as Princess Tia, and I just didn't want people who knew me or knew anything about me to talk to. I wanted a fresh perspective, hence why I added him and a few of his friends around him. I don't even know how that happened, but he's like, he was guarded. He's saying he was guarded. Listen, when he came, he was like, "I ain't got no money to give you." Like, dude, do you even know who you talking to? No, but seriously, I was like...
Queen Tia, Princess Music.
Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, a little feisty Jamaican girl too. So I was like, listen, boy. If you go block me, block me. That's why Facebook have a delete button. Don't play with me. Please do not draw me out. Please, I am not a shoelace. Don't draw me out. So I don't want him to pretty that up. I just want you guys to know the reality of what happened. We didn't necessarily start off like, my knight in shining armor. Oh gosh.
Oh, darling.
Oh, like, right? I wasn't this damsel in distress that he rescued outright. We actually butt heads to begin with, and but that's what I love about my husband too. He's very real. He's a real person. He's going to get to the point. He's not going to pretty it up for you. So, yeah, that's how we started. And as he was saying about my radio show, or the radio show that I was a part of. You want to go ahead, dear?
That's when I first heard her voice, and I wanted to, I was mesmerized by her voice, by the sound of her voice on the radio. I mean, and then coupled with the fact that she was pretty hot, from what I saw on the radio station as well when they were going through the pictures and whatnot on the radio show. yeah, she was pretty hot. So I was like mesmerized by her voice. I was on my laptop computer working on my desktop when the whole thing occurred.
She was hot, so she not hot again.
What do you mean, babes?
Me mean
at that time, I'm trying to tell the story, babes. Stop interrupt me now. You're still hot, but me tell you are hot.
Looking at me eye and tell me.
You're hot.
Thank you, babes.
You're welcome. Let me finish the story, please, and thanks.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyway, the way she said, she had that great radio voice, very sexy, despite it being a Christian radio station. Yeah, so she had her church, her radio station at her church in St. Anne. And I would swear, I would just listen to that thing every day on the radio. I would click on the link, I would put on the link, find the radio station, and just only listen to her speak. I mean, she wasn't the only one there at the radio station, of course, but just to hear her speak, it was great. I mean, her voice was so gorgeous. I mean, it was just like, wow. I was just hypnotized by that voice. And when I saw the face and the body to match that voice, I was like, yeah, I gotta stick with this chick. Let's see where this goes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Eventually, after I think a month or two of talking on the phone through Facebook Messenger, despite the crappy signal we've been getting on her phone, well, we started. Eventually, I said, look, I want to see what you really look like. I want to see you on video chat. So I gotta see you on video chat. So the whole video chat thing was my idea. So we did the video chat on Facebook, again with the crappy signal. On Messenger, of course. And and I got to see her daughter that will hopefully soon will be here. Yeah, so we're just waiting on her to come. Anyway, back to the story. So after that, we were, we started off as friends. Of course, we didn't know each other very well, and thankfully she wasn't a fake profile or a scammer or anything of that sort. Thank God. She was a legit person, and she had her daughter and everything. So basically, we were friends. We started off as friends just to talk, and anything she was going through, any advice that she had, she would always come to me, and we would pray and fast, and we would just talk. Any issue or any trouble she was going through, she would come to call me and talk to me, and I would help her through it. Even if sometimes I can only imagine some of the stuff she's gone through, I would help her through it. Maybe we even pray each other through it. So everywhere we go, Tia, hey Tia, hey my youth,
Hey my
Tia,
youth.
are you that? Are you that Tia?
Touch me, babes. Your patois well up. Nah, lie. Yes.
So everywhere we would go, I swear everybody knows who she is. Just a few months ago, we were at Red Lobster, and the waitress even knew who she was. Good grief! Even here, some people know who she is. So anyways, there was a time we talked for a little while, and we got to video chat and everything, and this funny because we actually hooked up a couple months after my divorce became final. Yes, I was married before. It was January, but the divorce was finalized in January of 2014. And it was around March 2014 when we started talking. So we were roughly friends. There wasn't much else we could do. We had no choice. We could only be friends anyway. I wasn't a very strong believer in long distance relationships or dating women with children. I had a strict policy. It was my own policy that I created for myself.
But God. Sorry, go ahead.
No, as she said, but God. I started warming up to her, and I said, you know what? I'll just plan a trip down to Jamaica.
Yeah.
So plan I did. It was my first time ever leaving the country. To go to Jamaica. And, I said I was nervous. My heart was beating out of my chest. I can only imagine her nerves,
Actually, I'll tell you what I was planning. If you never look good.
What were you planning?
Okay, so before we get there, who said I love you first?
I think it was you. Me not lie. Me tell a truth, me a tell. Alright? You the first tell me you love me.
Me first
Pen
tell you?
phone.
Me first tell you something.
You first tell me that.
Me can't remember that.
It was 6 years ago, darling. I know it was a long time ago. It's tough to remember.
Me truth. I did love my voice. Me did the acts. Me did sexy. Easy if you tell me say you love me. Easy.
Shut up, babes.
You tell me, babes, but you just know admit it. Me remember it so
no,
clear.
No, a lie. Tell me love.
Me not tell no lie upon you, babes. You know, so me hang up your phone when you tell me say you love me. Because me did afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Me did afraid.
You did afraid?
Yeah, because me just come out of one relationship and me did afraid say I go break my heart. Mm. So anyway, I him first.
Anyway, a lie she tell. But anyway.
Even if it was me first, if I was the first person to say that I love you, I saw what I wanted and I went after it. Ain't no shame in my game.
Ain't no shame in her game. Let me ride that donkey, donkey. 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 Please, hey, please, hey. Anyways. Oh my God. The period in time.
Mm-hmm. I guess both of us said I love you the same time.
Well, long story short, there was a period of time where we didn't even talk for 6 months. Mm-hmm. This is before we even said, either one of us said I love you to each other, to one another. And we didn't even talk. I was at a point in my life where I was just ready to accept being single. I was beginning to be content with my singleness.
Wicked.
And, Yeah, I was really getting tired of getting my heart broken and
Yeah,
and
but
being
you
in
were
relationships
seeing
and stuff.
someone before we even started talking.
I wasn't seeing anybody. I was talking to somebody. I was seeing someone at one point. It was one year. It was 2015. I was seeing somebody.
Oh.
But there was we dated for a few months, and until I realized that there really just wasn't any connection between me and her, unfortunately.
So, guys, let me spell this out for you. He got divorced before we even met, and he was seeing someone. Even after we met, he was seeing someone. That's how I know we were just friends to begin
Yeah,
with.
we were just friends at that
Right.
time. I was already seeing somebody, and we broke up after I think 3 or 4 months.
Which in that period of time we weren't talking. I think it was part of the 6 months that we weren't talking.
Do you think it was during the 6-month phase that
Yeah.
we weren't talking? Yeah. But there was one point where I was driving up to North Carolina to visit some friends on 4th of July weekend 6 years ago.
Remember that?
Roughly 6 years ago, and you were worried about me because I was driving parallel to a hurricane. I was driving from Florida to North Carolina. It's 18-hour straight drive. And there was a hurricane riding parallel towards me. I was driving parallel to a hurricane, and it was getting ready to hit North Carolina. And you were so worried about
song
me.
in my heart. I wanna know what love is.
Anyways, she was wondering why she was so worried about me.
Yeah.
Why she even cared in the first
Why me even
place.
care about that boy, yeah?
You know.
Why ain't they on my mind, pa?
Mm-hmm.
Not like for me and him are there.
Mm-hmm.
We're not there.
Mm-hmm.
Plus my mind, pa my mind. You
Yeah,
just sit on my mind like lizard pan limb. Glory be to God. Hallelujah.
Bless the Lord.